Welcome to some One Piece action. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer and have not subscribed yet, please give us a subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. Alright, so this is my build, right? Forgive me, I'm not the one playing, a little fraudulency on my end. I'm a deck builder. But with that being said, yeah, so this one is my build, and it performed really well immediately. So much so that I think I got imposter syndrome. But we'll do one more video, like one more final thing. I'm having some worry, maybe I'm overthinking it. I have no problem sharing the deck list if you request it. I think it might legitly be where it needs to be, but I want to reduce the restand law. I want to reduce it by some and find something else, but I'm very cautious about. It seems like, okay, the better cards to add would be cards that have no counter, and that makes me nervous. With a leader that already, he eats up his own life, and we are using the 8-drop wall. That's the strategy here. So counter power is important. So I'm just debating because I think I wanted to be aggro-y, but then I'm like, you don't really need that many restand laws based on how the deck runs. But anyway, that's my complication. So, part of me does kind of want to, tweak something. But once again, I kind of felt confident. Anyway, the strategy, well, I said confident. That's the wrong word. If I felt confident, then wouldn't even be saying all this disclaimer stuff. I am paranoid, suspicious. Things look too good. That's enough of my problems. So what the deck is doing ultimately is putting cards in your hand, respectfully. The deck, I was like, wow, this leader is really good at getting cards in your hand, as you can see. And I'm like, wait a minute. You have to play low drops for this mechanic, and if you play low drops, You Can Be My Samurai is a really good card because it repurposes those low drops. So, that happened. Well, lucky for us, we have a bunch of counter power in our hand. So yeah, You Could Be My Samurai to help draw cards. If you already know this leader and what he does, we have the Luffy, the Carmel, and also the Bonnie, the Searcher Bonnie, to just keep adding cards in our hand. But essentially, every time we replay Carmel, we're drawing a card. Every time we replay Searcher Luffy, we're adding another card to our hand, right? So with these plays, you're already just flooding your hand with cards. So you play You Could Be My Samurai before you do your shambles situation. That's even more cards. So one of my favorite combos is just to see You Could Be My Samurai. Then you do the shambles and you get out Blocker Law, the 5-drop right there. And then you continue your shambles shenanigans and you replay one of the low drops that's going to add more cards to your hand. So you end up adding 3 cards to your hand in that play. Very strong stuff. So the more cards in your hand, the better 8-drop kid is. That's ultimately the key here. If you want 8-drop the kid to be most effective, you need food. Now, what helps perpetuate this is the new events. No. One's not that new. One's new. So the one that we have in our hand that has kid's face on it, when you have 0 life, you get to draw a card. And then there's another event. I think it came out in OP10. It's the 2K one. 1 Dawn, 2K. If you have 0 life, draw a card. Yeah, that one right there. So if we're now playing 8-drop kid and he's a wall, we just boom. You attack, boom. And we draw a card, boom. So the deck actually is comfortable playing at 0 life. The deck, obviously, you have to be careful if the opponent has a red deck, but luckily 7-drop law can just help you go from 0 to 1 life. you know, so there are ways to help you deal with it. Plus, with all the pumping that you can do for 8-drop Kid, you should be able to defend yourself against a Rogers play. That was where I was going with that, a Rogers play, if you're going up against the red deck. But ultimately, yeah, being that the deck performed pretty well, that was kind of cool out of the gate. But I'm just like, okay, well, what would it be if I find a substitute for Restand Law? I can't remember, forgive me, I can't remember how many we're playing in this. I think it's like 4. So I want to, if it is, I want to bring it down to 2 and find something worthy. Yep. And then we go Carmel. Oh no, we're going Zoro for rush tendencies. But yeah, so look at this board state, especially with Cavendish. Glorious, especially with Cavendish. But look at the board state. So Yamato is gonna have to try their best, but we literally have another card to help us draw. If they attack Kid trying to get cards out of our hand, we're literally playing a card that just replaces itself. Toxic. A complete toxic system. And the fun part is, with you drawing and searching so much, it'll be more consistent to get 8-drop Kid in your hand compared to other decks. Compared to the other decks that run, you know, this type of shenanigan, this deck overly plays searchers and draws, and then all that good stuff. So ooh, nice decision making. See, I would have ended up discarding a 2K thinking that saving the event would have been great, but like mathematically speaking, if you know, it's a 2K value, they're both a 2K value, so might as well meet the condition, which is using an active Don. Might as well meet the condition now with the event rather than being in a situation where I don't have an active Don available. So I respect that. Look at what our opponent is going to have to deal with. Look at our hand size. And the fact that we have a You Could Be My Samurai just waiting in the cut to get even more cards, to make it even more difficult for them to punch over. Oh, okay, cool. I was just like, what's about to happen? If we want to get some value from Cavendish, we need some Rested Dawn. What was I saying a second ago? Can't even remember. Anyway, yeah, you could. Well, we don't got that much board space, but you can still essentially play You Could Be My Samurai. We just drew 1, so we could play that. Rest Zoro if we want to sacrifice an attack. Draw 2, and then it's just more obnoxious. 8-drop Kid is just more obnoxious. Ooh, we restud Cavendish. Yeah, Restand Law is good. It really is, but I just think it's a little more situational. Interesting. Oh, that's funny. Because respectfully, I mean, we had an attack and we could have used, but outside of that, it's just one attack and we sacrifice. But right now, it's funny being that Kid walls off the board. It was safe. Like, our law is safe. We don't have to worry about them attacking our law because they have to get through Kid. And that Ryga, whatever that card is, it's banned. So green got 9-drop Shanks. So if they're not playing Shanks, then they don't have a way to take this off the board for free. Look at that big boy swing. That's crazy. That's that prisoner swing. I like you and I want you. And we are protecting ourselves. Look at that. That was OD. That was honestly OD. That was OD. I would imagine just no, it doesn't. The board state and everything was too toxic. I was like, why not just put everything on, what's his name, to get Kid off the board, but then you eat up all your Dawn. If we let Kid go to trash, then it doesn't matter. They have to pretty much end their turn, and then they have to deal with all the swings. So I get it. You was looking to remove Kid off the board and then swing directly for 8 and hope that got you the game. Yeah, we got 2 more attacks like that. Interesting. Well, that's the game. So that's a wonderful display immediately. Immediately, you get to see how the engine is working, how many cards we just got in our hand, and how tanky our 8-drop Kid is. Now, the worrisome part is that we're going up against a deck that has access to Red Rock, blue. And black as well, you have to worry about the cost reduction. I think personally, this is what makes Kid less effective. Cost reduction being strong, and just Red Rock being a strong card in general. So the idea is, this is my theory. We more than likely are going to be able to get more than one copy of Kid in our hand. Interesting. Well, you would have access to multiple copies of Kid, and then you would if they Red Rock one, you just play another one, and then it's like, do you have another Red Rock? I got another 8-drop. So that's my mindset. I think we should save that. We actually used it. Oh, that's kind of funny. The trigger indeed does allow us to set up for our leader ability. That's kind of funny. I mean, me personally, I would have kept it to the counter. Well, hey, shenanigans quicker, I guess? I don't know. Well, we had blocker bonding, so in theory, we had the ability to, I don't know, we could have kept it. Interesting. Couldn't we have just technically played Searcher Luffy? Because we have two drops, then bounce one, then get Cavendish on the board, instead of playing the 5-drop like that with no target. Interesting. I don't know. I think maybe that would have been a better play, but maybe I'm not seeing what the player was seeing when they made that play. But I think playing Searcher Luffy would have been great. And then you just bounce whichever one you wanted, and then shambles. Well, the bounce is the shambles, right? I didn't have to separate the two actions. I wonder how much value Kyros is against this deck. Like, you see, 5 drops is still an important number in this deck. But what if it's like also helping us do stupid stuff? Wow. 2 2Ks? Wow, block? I'm starting to wonder. Like, what's in their hand? Did I say two 2Ks? Two 1Ks. I don't know. I feel like I said two 2Ks. Oh. That's a big attack. Start thinking. It looks like you might have to let it go. Yeah, see, that would just be a lot of cards. Maybe if you had some 2Ks and stuff, but we didn't have two. Well, now we drew into a 2K, but everything would have been 1-1-1 outside of the event. And then move Arrested Dawn. Wait, you don't want to play something first? Attack with Zoro, then Shambles at least? Oh well. Well, this is a difficult deck to pilot. Who knows? Because we have a Carmel, so we could have played Carmel, drew a card, and then did the Shambles. Or we could have attacked with Zoro and then did the Shambles. Look at our hand size again. Lets us draw a card. And a 1K. There you go. Oh, wait, the event. That's kind of risky. Now, the only, good shamblesing... Oh, no, we're not shamblesing no more. You gotta love Cavendish. You gotta love Cavendish. Are we gonna put 1-1 or are we gonna put 2 and swing for 7? Maybe 1-1 would be... Oh! So it looks like we're gonna do 2 and swing for 7. I think are we trying to get... Okay, maybe low-key we was hoping that they'll block and then we'll don up Law and swing on Kiros. Oh, wow. He definitely has to block this. Or if he's comfortable, lose 2 cards. That Frankie can be annoying. So yeah, okay. Oh, something coming off the board. You could protect it, but they have another swing. So they have another swing. So if you do protect it, oh, and you got more Cavendish in your hand. You play it, it comes out at a 3 Don value. $2K counter. Careful with your clicks. Yeah, the event works too. Man, that's crazy. Goodness. This Usopp deck. It really exhausted us. Look at our hand. Is that Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, no counter. No counter. No counter. No counter. God. Dang. Brick City. That doo-doo hurt. Just bricks. That's the tough part. Sometimes, like, the bricks that you use are valuable cards, but you draw bad. They say that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's Usopp. He drew forever. You gotta think about it. Can't even say bad luck. Every time somebody gets KO'd, this character that leader draws. So I'm surprised Dofi's still performing well, even with the Jinbeis. I mean, I think we all could agree the Jinbei loss wasn't gonna make it a terrible deck out of the gate. Are we gonna? We can still shambles and save our Bonnie. Is that what we're gonna do? I'll do it. Tough decisions, huh? Chuck one. Oh, we left the Bonnie sideways. Okay, I guess we're giving them something to attack. And then next turn, we're going to do our shenanigans. Okay. I wonder what this Dofi's thinking about. That bounces, okay, and then... I mean, these aren't the best targets. Oh, they're just... Okay, they can refuse. Yeah, because, I mean, you're giving us resource, but against this deck, it still messes with the count. Like, keep that in mind, right? So, in theory, you could argue, bouncing something back to our hand could have been helpful or not. See, like right now, technically we have 3 on the board, but how much does that matter, right? Because if we could just play a 5-drop blow from our hand right now, then in theory, how much would that have mattered? We'll be at 5. We'll have 5 on the board immediately, and then just shambles plays the other card. All right, draw 2. You gotta love when you could barely see the portrait on your cards. Oh, we're bringing out Cavendish. I get it. Technically, either we can keep adding cards to our hand, or we can set up for our event next turn. This is interesting. The Dofi players played plenty of cards to set up their top deck, but I mean, once you play a Sengoku to search, your top deck gets messed up, but I would have imagined there would have been more cards on the board. Well, we got 1 Cavendish on the board, so unless you feel like it's going to get removed, you could just get Law. Where's Gravity Tiger? Every blue deck draws 1. I wonder why they're not attacking. I wonder if there's some decision that's being made. Maybe they're busy. Something happened. They stepped away real quick. Had to pick up the food outside. Anybody ever forgot to pick up like their Uber Eats / DoorDash order that got dropped in front of your house? I'm just lucky when it happened to me, nobody took it. I also remembered, because I tipped early, the projected time for my food to get to my place was like much longer than the actual arrival time. So I was just on my way to the house. I put in a food order. I tipped beforehand. And next thing I know, the order was just like, I'm rushing home because the order is just sitting there. And I'm just like, oh my God. Yeah, that move is Straw Hat, and I think Punk Hazard. So we can't get it with this Luffy. Yeah, I approve. You get to add a card to life, and you get a 9K body on the board. Yeah, if we had an event in our hand, then I could see setting up for just the Cavendish play. Like Shambles, like attack with Cavendish, Shambles, attack again, and just restand a bunch of Dawn. Okay, I was wondering. You have so many life cards. That's a mistake players make, and that's like a classic mistake Dolphy players make, overprotecting their board. You gonna let it go? Or you gonna lose like all your 2Ks? Because Dofi, like, already getting resources from top of deck, in theory, that's like defense as well, because of most of the times people need to attack the cards you bring out. You let them die, you keep your hand size up, you get some cards from life, you'll have so access to so many resources. Usually you could just overwhelm your opponent. I wonder when 8-drop Kid's gonna hit the board. If they Gravity Tiger us, that would be annoying. Because, 2 blockers. But we have so many cards in hand. I don't see an event, but we have 2 down up. Yeah, okay. They just heard me speak. Well, lucky for us, it eats up so much damn Dawn. $2K. Okay. I'm like, are they thinking about attacking with their blocker? 8-drop Kid shenanigans. Why we play that? Oh, because we need a block. No, wait. Yeah, we could have. No, it's still safe this way. Maybe I'm being greedy. I'm like, we could have played Carmel and Drew and blah blah blah. But Block of Law is just looking at us. See, the wonderful thing about Cavendish, we have no events, but at least he can give us active Dawn, and we have two choices: we can attach it, or we can just bluff. Okay, so they're just a bluff right now. Unless we're gonna tweak and just play another Luffy. Wow, this game looks nuts right now. Screenshot. Like, Doflamingo got 6 cards in hand and 4 life. Board state looks nuts though, because we got a bunch of cards in our hand and we have a full board state. So it's like, who's winning? I think at face value, you just assume Dofi's winning immediately. There's the red rock. Oh, but what I was saying earlier, we got another 8-drop kid. So he would need to have another red rock. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble. They are thinking. Okay, there it goes. Top decking something. Oh, no, right. Blackbeard allows you to set it up. So. Ooh. A Weevil. So they got to draw a card. They are staying in this game. Man, this is a war of attrition. What are we summoning? Caramel? Oh, X-Drake. Wow. We really did that. Oh, technically, we could still bounce cards to our hand and just not summon anything, right? So if we really need to, we could just like put X-Drake back in our hand. Yeah, get that off the board. I was thinking to myself, they could have blocked, and that would force us to attack it again. But then the rest of attacks would go to your Boa. Yep, just dwindling them down. Probably need to let it go. There you go. And here you go, resource. So see, now you're at 5 cards in hand. There's no way. I don't know what you're doing, but there's so many cards looking at the top deck, rearranging them, bottom deck, top. I feel like I'm not paying attention. Maybe it's because I'm tired. But it didn't feel like this Dofi board is what a Dofi board would be, right? I saw some Sengokus, and I'm just seeing nothing but Sengokus, Buggies, and Boa. All cards just that look at the top set of cards. So 1 Blackbeard and 1 Weevil that I can think of off of my memory banks. Maybe there's a Mihawk somewhere in the equation. Oh, look, another Weevil. Okay, congrats. 8-drop Boa hit the board. So we could still rest our kid, I believe, with the effect to cheat out a 3-drop. Interesting. Because even though they have a full board, they only have 3 threats. They don't have 5 threats. They only have 3. probably not saving that. Yeah, that was a good play. You want to play something so you can have rested Dawn? Oh, why not? Oh, are we gonna play it or something? I mean, we don't have a blocker. That would be the blocker. But if they just need 8-drop kid to be sideways, they could just use that ability that helps them cheat out a character. I don't think there's anything logical to bounce back. That would be dangerous. Okay, we choose to use ability, but take no action. Just get the rest and then call it a day. So we're back to 8-drop kid shenanigans. Now for a 6-drop, hey, being able to attack straight up is crazy. Dofi got 6 minutes. This is a long match. Come on, Dofi. Do something. Well, look at our board state. Look at our hand size. Hopefully the deck looks interesting. It looks effective to y'all. I gotta go back into the build and see how... Oh, Gravity Tiger. Yeah, and see how many restand laws we have. See, now we got no targets for restand laws, so that's kind of annoying. Kept the X Drake just in case they play a blocker, I guess. Wow. Did they give up, or are they trying to lure us in a false sense of security? Hoping we Dawn stack for 10 and swing and have no Dawn for kid. I mean, granted, the play is over, but I was like, what if that was what they were thinking? Oh, rage quit. Well, Uji. Thanks for watching.